What is going on, Racer X fans? I am Kris Keefer. We are here at State Fair MX in Paris, California, and you are staring at a beautiful yellow 2021 RM-Z450. I feel like we've seen the Suzuki videos, right? Everything's the same. So I'm gonna just go grab some random guy that looks like he rides a Suzuki, see if he wants to ride our test bike, and get to explain why he likes Suzuki and why he rides Suzuki. So stand by. So Saul Gonzalez.
On a Suzuki.
On a Suzuki, 2016. He's an RM Army guy. So, do you know there's a handshake?
No, I don't.
We're gonna teach you today.
All right, hell
There's a handshake. These guys know what's up. They're RM Army guys.
Heck yeah.
And you're gonna ride this thing, and Saul's gonna come back and tell us the differences between his bike and this bike, and the reasons why he loves RM Army. Stand by. All right, Sal just got off the vet track here. Like I said, I want to do something a little different. I see RM Army guys a lot at the tracks. I'm at the tracks 3-4 times a week, and it's like a secret society. You don't see many of them, but they seem to have a brotherhood. You know, so I grabbed Sal. He was on a 2016 RM-Z450, 2021. First thing you told me was what?
Oh, it's powerful. It is strong. It really handles the weight. It handles me especially, but it's just the pull, the power, the torque is all there.
So, Sal, how much you weighing?
265, 275 on a good day.
265, 275. The RMZ, stock everything. He came off the track, and he has a spring conversion on his 2016 RMZ, but he even said, man, this thing is actually, it rides nice considering that it's undersprung, but overall, just power. What is the reason why you chose the Suzuki when you purchased your bike?
Oh man, that's a question I tell everybody, especially all these KTM riders, Husqvarna riders. Look, man, Suzuki's always been my #1 bike since I was a kid. That's always been my dream bike, and from there I always stuck with it. And everybody says, "Why Suzuki? Why Suzuki?" You know what, man? Suzuki, #1. And then when you see me finishing,
It's like you can rub it in their face because
exactly, that's the best part. I rub it in their face, and they're like, "Wow, Suzuki's actually really good." Oh, I was like, "Yeah." That's what I tell you, man. It's the bike. It's not the bike. It's the rider.
So good price on Suzukis right now. You guys, I know there's a lot of things out there on the internet world that talks down on Suzukis just because they haven't evolved that much in the past few years, but still a great bike, great machine. Random dude out here in the parking lot. Homeboy's happy.
Oh yeah, definitely happy. Honestly, you made my day. I always wanted to ride a 2021 Suzuki, and I was gonna ask Biggie Zoe or someone, hey, let me borrow the bike real quick or something to get a feel for it. But honestly, you made my day, and I'm very happy.
So will now you subscribe to Racer X magazine?
Yes, sir.
There it is. All right, we are wrapped up here at State Fair MX 2021 RM-Z450. Pretty cool that Sal, just some random dude out here riding with his homies on a Tuesday afternoon, has a 2016 RM-Z450. I grabbed him. We never do this in the media testing world. We always have our little inner circle of testers. This is what we got. You know what? Sal looked like a good dude. I'm like, I'm going to grab him, put him on a 2021. Let's see what he has to say. And you guys just saw it. So very cool to give that opportunity to Sal. He was pumped. I might have caused him to spend $8,000 that he didn't want to spend because now he wants a new RM-Z. But nonetheless, to the right of me, he is my test guy for the day, Dallas Dunn. The reason why I chose Dallas, because you actually purchased a 2019 RM-Z450, correct?
Yes, I had purchased a 2019. I had just been back in the moto a couple months, and I had a 14, and I was like, well, I want to get a new bike, and this one was perfect for my budget. They're cheap, and it was a great bike to get back into it.
And don't misconstrue the word cheap, okay? It's not about the bike being cheap. It's about the cost.
Yes.
He works his butt off. I don't even know the guy's hours. It's all different kinds of weird hours. He's pushing dirt, rocks all day, and he wants to have a good time on a motorcycle on his free time. And he chose the Suzuki because of the price. And it's still a brand new bike, still very capable to get him around. He's a good intermediate rider, unbelievable on a BMX bike, but he can have a good time on this. So let's talk about the 2021 version. Obviously not much different besides the MX tuner that you can do.
Yes.
Let's hit that really quick. Is that a bonus for you on the Suzuki side? You didn't have that in your 2019. Now you do. You saw the process of which I had to hook it up. Does that bother you?
No, the process was pretty easy. It just takes a few minutes, and I would like to spend more time to play with different mapping. We only went with a couple of maps today, and it was a lot better over the stock coupler. So, I mean, I would like to play more with it, but I think there's a lot of opportunity there to dial the bike in a lot better.
So as a normal consumer, that is important, adjustability?
Yes, definitely.
For me, I think it's not that big a deal as well. It took me 3 minutes to get into the app, to hook it up, and voila, boom, bam, bam, you're back at the track. You can change the couplers. It's right there. It's easy peasy. So for me, engine character, just as my opinion, is that smooth, easy to ride, very broad. It fits a wide range of riders. It doesn't have that excitement that the Yamaha does. It's like in between a KTM and a KX, if I can describe that engine character to you guys out there that own an orange and green machine. So I would like a little bit more bottom end, a little bit more snap, but for me, as I'm getting older, I don't want a big hit. I want it to be able to lay in the corner. I don't want it to get away from me. That is this type of engine character. You're a Suzuki guy. Do you like the smooth, broad power of this thing?
Yes, I go into a 450. I think anyone that wants to step up to a 450, this is a great bike. You can ride it a lot more aggressive than the other bikes. I would like a little more initial snap out of the bottom. On my personal bike, I went up one tooth, did the Jody. Did the Jody, and then that helped out a lot with what I was trying to achieve on certain tracks. But then
And that for it to be in what gear? What are you trying to achieve right there?
to be able to ride second gear more and third gear. So a track like this, I can ride with one tooth up. I can ride third gear a lot more. Right here today, I just rode second gear, but
And you mentioned earlier, like I had to downshift to first a couple times. You've been off the bike a little bit, so maybe your cornering technique is not up to its fullest.
yes.
But you would like a little bit more RPM response down low to kind of help you out in the corners.
Yeah, since I've been off the bike for 5 months, my technique is off, and I need more roll speed entering corners with this bike. So that's where I could see the extra tooth would help me out right now. But I think it's a lot of my technique of what I'm doing right now. I would like a little more initial hit though out of the engine.
So for me, mid-range power is pretty broad actually for on all the 450 side. It's one of the, for me, meatiest and broadest mid-range powers. It just doesn't have that top-end pull like a KTM or a Yamaha. It doesn't have that over rev. It kind of signs off early. The beauty of that is we can adjust it via Suzuki 2.0 tuner. We can get in there, we can change a coupler, you can go to an aggressive map, you can go to a smoother map. The aggressive map I have tried, and it will give me that pop, that initial like RPM response that I'm looking for to kind of hop into the ruts better, get over bumps, so that does help. I really want to drive home that I know some people think the tuners of all of these bikes are gimmicks, but they're not. They actually do make a difference. It's not something that your grandma can hop on and tell the difference, but if you ride enough, you change a map, it is totally noticeable. So it does actually work. There is a benefit there, and the cost of the bike hasn't gone up. So you can still get this bike at a lower rate than others and still have the tunability as others that are more expensive. So moving on, chassis-wise, of course, you don't even have to think about cornering. You just go, it's like a Jedi mind trick, this thing. You just like, corner, bam, does it.
Yeah, so I have a 21 Honda now, and I noticed right first lap that this bike will lean into a corner. It's like autopilot.
Right.
I struggle a little more with my Honda. Right when I noticed this, or right when I got on this, I noticed that cornering I could just kind of, I don't even have to think about it. It just kind of goes.
If you can act like if this is the pendulum, right? Like a Honda is a little bit tough and then it falls in. Suzuki, I'm gonna turn. It just goes up. Okay, I'm ready for you. Let's corner. I'm ready when you are. So easy to use, vet friendly. I feel like a lot of you guys hit me up with technique questions. I'd hate to say this, probably most of the problem is technique. This will help your cornering ability. If you ride softer, ruddier tracks, hello, Loretta Lynn's. Great bike. I've never seen so many Suzukis at one race in my life besides Loretta Lynn's. There's a lot of them because, quite frankly, that track is deep, ruddy. This is where this bike shines. Soft conditions, deep, ruddy corners, long ruts, entering and exiting. So very stable machine as well. It's a blend. I've taken this to Glen Helen. A couple other tidbits about the RM-Z here. Bridgestone X30 tires. I'm either here nor there on them. They're okay. They're not bad. They last a long time. They last longer than other brands. I do like that. You have to run these things about 12.5 PSI. Experience on the Bridgestones for you?
They're all right. They're just all right. I mean, if it was me and I purchased this bike, I'd first go to Dunlop straight away. Yep.
What I do like about some parts as well is chain guides. The chain actually lasts a long time. It'll initially stretch, and it lasts a long time, unlike other stock chains. So I do like that. Brakes, Suzuki needs a little bit of help in the brake department. I know we did a little test on the RM-Z450 with Kenny Day. That had a little bit of front end, need a little bit more front end power, more front end bite here on the lever. So you can improve that, maybe go to an oversized disc. But overall, quality parts, Renthal fat bar, stock grips are a little harsh. Did you get grapes today?
No.
Oh, he's good. Working man doesn't have grapes, so maybe they're not that bad. Maybe I am the you-know-what of the group.
I just didn't ride hard enough.
Oh, there's that too. On the modified side of things, if you guys want to do a couple things to your chassis to improve it, Dallas has done a couple things, maybe give you some tips.
Yeah, one of the things I did to help my bike out and kind of get rid of a lot of the rigidity was engine mounts help a lot on this bike. Some bikes, they don't help a whole lot, but this bike really benefited from it. Another thing that helped out with straight line stability was I put a longer chain on to get my axle block back further, and that helped out at tracks like Glen Helen, choppy tracks, give me more straight line stability. Also,
in the factory world, people, there is a measurement from the swing arm pivot bolt to the axle that is the sweet spot. I don't know if that's out there or not. Obviously, anywhere between 580 to 620 millimeters is the range on most production bikes, but I know some race teams use that to its advantage on the bigger side towards 620 to get more stability for the faster guys. So if you are a faster rider and you want a little bit more stability, that is a great way, what Dallas said, is to move your wheel back and forth and to try to adjust that. Obviously, you're going to have to get a new chain, but this bike is really reactive to adjustments. You make certain things, like he said, engine mount changes. It really does calm this bike down, and it improves it a lot. So suspension side, this is where this bike needs the most work, especially in the shock. I would love to stick a 250 shock on this thing. I haven't mastered this Showa shock. It's a little bit tricky. It's kind of like a woman.
yeah, just the smallest adjustment does a big change with the BFRC shock.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. So
Linkage changes.
yes, linkage, 1 millimeter longer link, that helps a lot with this bike, and that's, I think, one of the go-to mods you got to do with this bike, along with the engine mounts.
Our big guy tester for the day, Saul, he rode his 260, said he loved it. So we're nitpicking this kind of thing, right? We're trying to tell you what we think would be better, but you guys got riders all over the place in America and all over the world, just like Saul, just wants to ride his bike. This bike is perfect for those kind of dudes. You hop on it. I want to touch on reliability. There's a lot of hate comms out there talking about, oh, the Suzuki's not reliable. That's all false. This is one of the most reliable bikes that I've had in my stable, top 3. I've had a lot of other colored machines that have had problems. This thing doesn't have that many problems, man. I've never heard of someone saying, hey, have you heard of my crank going through the motor on my Suzuki? Nope. Haven't heard it. I got other comments in my emails about other bikes doing that, but not the Suzuki. So if you're worried about reliability, do not on Suzuki. Change your oil, check your bolts. The bolts are fine. They don't back out. Just take care of your motorcycle. It'll take care of you. Dallas, any other thing that you want to mention as well?
Yeah, along with the reliability you were talking about. I mean, I had 70 hours on my bike. Valves were perfect.
Didn't touch anything, right?
Didn't touch anything. I just made sure a priority to change my oil every 4 to 5 hours, and stay on that. To keep the life of the engine. So
overall, man, Suzuki builds great machines. What we found out today, I did not know this. There's a Jeep wave, right? You guys know that. You drive a Jeep Wrangler, people waving at you. I didn't know it was a thing. My wife has a Jeep, didn't know. She's like, why aren't you waving? I'm like, I didn't know. You ride street bikes, you see people doing this, always doing that. Today, I did not know there is Suzuki RM Army, like a dap down. If you guys don't know what a dap down is, it's like a greeting. Found out today. We're gonna cut to that so you guys know. So if you're at the track, Dallas, you did it. Feel confident about it?
Yeah. I mean,
will you use it again?
I'm not an Army no more.
If you were,
we'd have to teach some guys.
So spread this around. The RM Army dap down is alive and well. So do it at your local track. Tag me on my Instagram at Keefer120. I want to see you guys do it. It's awesome. SuzukiCycles.com, alive and well. Hopefully in the future, we'll have more developments on Suzuki. We need Suzuki to stick around in our industry. We need bikes like this. We want you to stay, Suzuki. So stick around, continue to develop. These things are going to sell. Trust me. I'm going to keep one at my house and do some more R&D on it to give you guys some more tips and tricks. You can email me, Kris at KeeferInkTesting.com. I'll help you out with your Suzuki. Don't forget, RacerXOnline.com. Plenty of other videos out there, as well as a 12-issue publication. What? Do you still read magazines?
I need to subscribe. I haven't done it.
RacerXOnline.com. Publication, $30. Not a big deal. See you on the next one.